Welcome to the 2021 Dads and Desserts. We know this year has been very different than what we were used to, but we would still love to create the same experience as previous years. We have many fun things planned for tonight, so we hope that you will enjoy this evening. My name is Addie Galbraith, and I am one of this year's sophomore class officers.
Hello Glacier Peak family. Since some of you may not know us, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Amy Peters.
I'm Nathan Morello.
And I'm Scout Hughes. Now we can't have dads and desserts without some desserts, so we'd like to begin tonight with a recipe for some sweet treats led by Natalie and Addie.
Hello everyone, I'm Natalie Evans, and today, Addie and I will be teaching you how to make some chocolate chip cookies.
First, we will set our oven temperature to 325 degrees and line our cookie sheets with parchment paper.
Then we will stick together 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of salt. And set aside.
In a different bowl, we will then cream together 1½ sticks or 3/4 of a cup of softened butter, 1 cup of packed brown sugar, and half a cup of white sugar.
From there, we will beat in 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 1 egg, and 1 egg yolk.
Now we will mix the dry ingredients into this mixture.
Once the mixture is just blended, we will stir in 2 cups of chocolate chips with a wooden spoon.
From here, we can scoop our mixture onto our baking sheets. The dough balls should be about 1/4 of a cup and 3 inches apart.
When your sheet is filled, place the cookies into the preheated oven for 15 minutes. At 15 minutes, check to see if the edges are lightly browned. If not, continue cooking for a couple more minutes.
Now that our cookies are done and have had a few minutes to set on our baking sheet, we can transfer them to our cooling racks. Once they are completely cooled, you may serve them.
We hope you enjoy.
That cookie recipe is sure to make some delicious cookies.
Up next, we have our first game of the night. Here are sophomores Maya and Ella to introduce and then play the game with you all.
Hi, I'm Ella Fleming-Byrne.
And I'm Maya Douglas.
And we have a game for you guys to play with your dad. So basically, we have a series of questions we're going to ask you, and then you're going to nod who's more likely to do that thing. So if we were to ask who watches more TV,
We would nod to Ella's side.
and if we asked who spends more money on clothes,
We would nod to mine.
So yeah. Who takes longer to get ready?
Who's the most organized?
Who spends more time on their phone?
Who's the better cook?
Who's more outdoorsy?
Who watches the most TV?
Who's the better driver?
Who sleeps the most?
Who shops the most?
Who listens to the most music?
And who's the best dad ever? Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for playing with us.
We hope you had the chance to make and enjoy some of these wonderful cookies and get to know your dad and senior a little bit better today with our first game. Up next, we have Mr. Peters, who is this year's Dad and Desserts speaker. Mr. Peters has been an assistant principal at GP since the school was opened back in 2008. Mr. Peters' son, Nathan, graduated in 2020, while his daughter, Amy, is currently a sophomore. Mr. Peters is someone who the students at GP look at as a father figure. He truly cares for the students, which can be seen through his daily interactions and leadership. it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Peters.
I used to think my kids would be around until they were 18 years old. When our oldest daughter passed her driver's test at 16, I realized I was wrong. I didn't have until she was 18. I was off by 2 years. She got that license and I wasn't needed for transportation. The time together, talking in the car, going to soccer practice or taking her to a friend's house just disappeared. She didn't need me taking her anywhere. She only needed permission to go. When you have a baby, it's so common for people to say, enjoy the time with them now. They grow up so quickly. You're warned all the time to take advantage of what you have while you have it. Trying to take that advice, I wondered how to spend time with little ones. How do you relate with them? Eventually, I recognized the best time together was created while playing what my kids wanted to play. When the kids were little, I used to get home from work and often felt like my wife was handing off the entertainment responsibilities of our kids to me. She completed her shift and was ready for some non-child time, and it was my turn. Depending on the focus of play, whether it was our daughters or our son, I'd come home from work at school and join a pretend kindergarten classroom with my daughter acting as the teacher. Enrolled as one of her students, she'd have me arrange the job chart popsicle sticks, and then I would join her in singing a question that sounded like, "What's the weather like today? Lance will tell us." Then, pretending I was various other students in her class, she would call on me to complete each of the other jobs. Playing school after spending the day at school wasn't the fun for me. It was being with her. However, some of the times, their choices of what we would do was painful. Watching The Big Purple Dinosaur or Teletubbies, remember their names? Tinky Winky and Lala. The Power Rangers were much more action-packed and their names were simple. Red Ranger, Pink, Black, Blue, and Yellow Rangers. Playing with my son also meant experiencing various action toy phases, like Bakugan, which I still had one of in my office drawer. It's a baseball-sized card that matches up with a ball and a hidden action figure. When you roll the ball over the correct card, a magnet releases the character so it'll spring out of the ball. Beyblade, that was also fun. They were different tops that each had their own backstory, creating a character. Like top games that have been around forever, you compete with each other to see whose top will spin the longest while you crash them into each other. Tops were like an endurance race. And so is trying to get to this point, reaching the graduation milestone at roughly 17 to 19 years for you seniors. The endurance is built up from both sides. The seniors and the dads have likely each had their share of uncertainties and frustrations with each other. Of course, when you work through a relationship with someone, you get the fun and the difficulties. A whole lot of ingredients go into making what you have between you now. For some of you, maybe the dynamics between you are wearing you down and it's time for a change. Maybe you're a senior who can't wait to move out, and that's all right. That's what this relationship was always heading towards, your independence. The many things that have been worked through along the way have mostly all been in an effort to build you up for this season and the rest to come. As much as it's hard to continue living in the same house for some of you, we can also recognize the difficulty of saying goodbye as you move out and go into that next phase without us. Once again, we're faced to not get to sit next to you as you drive away. We love to tell you how it is and what you should do and how you should be, partly because we're all trying to do the best we can, imparting all we hope to. From the dad's time you were a little spud, dads have been wondering, how do I download all this important concepts that life might require of you? We're all hoping to look back at this time and not regret the job that we did. So we find that commonality with each other now. We're each trying to do the best we can, seniors and parents. Naturally, you graduates are also hoping for the best as life takes you into the rest of these responsibilities. The foundation of this preparedness will serve you well. Graduates, right now as you consider who you are, look at your dad or the person who has filled that role in your life and tell him he did a pretty good job. Because after all, you're hoping he did. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you, and thank you to the sophomore class leadership team who has provided this event. All the best to each of you.
Thank you, Mr. Peters, for that truly amazing speech. We truly appreciate you being a part of Glacier Peak.
We have one more game to play tonight, so here's Karina and Natalie to explain and play their game with you.
Hey guys, I'm Natalie Gedke.
And I'm Corinne Schmidt, and today we're going to play a game called How Well Do You Know Your Senior? All you need is 2 pieces of paper and 2 pens to play.
So basically, we're going to give you guys a question. Seniors, you will write down your answers to the question, and dads, you will write what you think your senior's answer is. At the end, you guys will show each other your answers to the questions and see how many matches you have.
We'll first start out with a few simple questions for you to try. I'm going to try to guess what Natalie's answers are. The first question is, what is your favorite color? The next question is, what is your favorite animal?
I spelled it wrong. So now that we answered the questions, we'll compare our answers. So, okay.
Alright.
For one, I said pastel yellow.
I said pastels, yes.
Okay, so you got that. And then 2, it's a dog.
Yeah, I said
Specifically
dog
a Bernese
as well.
Mountain Dog.
I did not get a specific name, but I did say dog.
Well, good job, Karina.
Good job, good job. Alright, so we'll give you guys the questions to answer, and you have around 5 seconds to write your answers. So the first one is, what's your favorite candy?
The next one is, what is your favorite restaurant or food?
The next one is, what is your favorite dessert?
Do you prefer mountains or the beach?
What is your favorite season?
What is your favorite sport, to play or to watch?
What is your favorite store?
What is your favorite book?
What is your favorite movie?
What is your favorite song?
What is your favorite class?
What is your dream job?
What is your favorite place to visit?
What is your best memory together?
If your house was on fire, what 2 objects would you save first?
What is your dream car?
Do you prefer traveling by planes or on road trips?
What is your biggest fear?
Who is your closest friend?
What is your least favorite subject?
And what is your favorite app?
Okay, that's all the questions. So now you guys can pause the video and compare your answers to see how many match.
Hope you guys had fun and we hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
Thank you all for watching Dads and Desserts. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you all over the course of your high school career, and I can't wait to see what the next chapter in your life holds for all of you. And finally, we are...